Welcome to Academic Gain Tutorials. In this lecture, we'll learn SWOT analysis, a simple but powerful tool to understand strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. That's the introduction. Now, let's look at what we'll cover in this lecture. Learning objectives. In this lecture, we'll cover what SWOT analysis is, the aim of SWOT, who needs SWOT, how to conduct SWOT, common pitfalls, and practical tips. With the learning targets clear, let's define SWOT analysis. What is SWOT analysis? SWOT is a technique that helps an individual or group shift from routine thinking to a fresh perspective. It looks at strengths and weaknesses, and also the opportunities and threats a business faces. That's the basic idea. Now, let's understand why SWOT is important in business. Importance of SWOT framework. SWOT is an important tool in marketing management and many business applications. Because it's a basic tool, marketers, entrepreneurs, and business students should master it. Now, let's see the SWOT framework visually and expand the definition. What is SWOT analysis? This slide presents SWOT as a planning tool linked to Albert Humphrey's work. It is used to understand the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats involved in a project or business, and to organize information from internal and external analysis. Now that we've introduced SWOT, let's break down what the letters actually stand for. SWOT as an acronym. SWOT stands for strengths and weaknesses. These belong to the internal environment and opportunities and threats, which come from the external environment. Now we'll define each part starting with strengths. Strengths. Strengths are the characteristics that give a business an advantage over others. They include positive internal attributes like capabilities, resources, strong products/services, customer goodwill, and brand loyalty. Examples include strong finances, a well-known brand, economies of scale, lower costs, better marketing and distribution skills, and committed employees. That completes strengths. Next, let's understand weaknesses. Weaknesses. Weaknesses are internal factors that place the firm at a disadvantage and reduce its ability to achieve goals. Weaknesses may include limited financial resources, weak R&D, narrow product line, limited distribution, high costs, weak marketing image, poor marketing or management skills, and undertrained employees. The key point: weaknesses are often controllable and should be minimized. Now we move from internal weaknesses to external opportunities. Opportunities. Opportunities are external conditions that create chances for growth and higher profit. They arise when an organization can benefit from changes in its environment. The organization should recognize and capture opportunities whenever they appear. Examples include rapid market growth, complacent rivals, changing customer needs, new product uses, economic boom, deregulation, or decline of substitute products. Now, let's complete the SWOT set with external threats. Threats. Threats are external elements that can cause trouble for the business, factors outside the organization's control that can reduce reliability and profitability. Threats become more dangerous when they connect with internal weaknesses. Examples include entry of foreign competitors, new substitutes, product life cycle decline, changing customer tastes, rivals adopting new strategies, increased government regulation, and economic downturn. That completes the 4 SWOT components. Next, we shift to the aim of SWOT analysis. Aim of SWOT analysis. Now we focus on the purpose, why we do SWOT analysis. Let's go to the next slide and see the key aims clearly. Aims of SWOT analysis. SWOT helps decision makers share and compare ideas, build a clearer common understanding of success factors, organize major factors linked to success and failure, and bring linear structure to decision-making, so complex ideas can be presented systematically. Now that we know the aim, the next question is, who actually needs SWOT analysis? Who needs SWOT analysis? This slide shows that SWOT can be useful at multiple levels: job holders, business units, and companies. It's helpful when targets aren't being met, when service needs improvement, during new launches or new ventures, and when leadership changes. It's also useful when revenue/cost targets fail, or when market share is declining. Now, let's see even more situations where SWOT is commonly required. SWOT is needed for. SWOT is useful for product launch, competitor evaluation, strategic planning, workshops, brainstorming sessions, product evaluation, personal development planning, decision-making, and even changing jobs. Now that we know where it's used, let's learn the step-by-step process to conduct SWOT. How to conduct SWOT analysis. This slide gives a simple three-step flow. Analyze internal and external environment. Perform SWOT analysis and document it. Prepare action plans. Let's go deeper into Step 1, internal and external analysis. Step 1. Analyze internal and external environment. This diagram shows situation analysis splitting into internal analysis and external analysis. Internal analysis leads to identifying strengths and weaknesses, while external analysis identifies opportunities and threats. Now that Step 1 is clear, we move into Step 2, performing SWOT and documenting it properly. How to conduct SWOT analysis. We're now entering Step 2, performing the SWOT and documenting findings. Let's see the detailed checklist steps in the next slide. Step 2. Perform SWOT analysis and document. This slide outlines a structured approach. Select contributors, set objectives, create a workshop environment, gather background research, list strengths/weaknesses/opportunities/threats, evaluate ideas against objectives, group findings, and revisit the SWOT regularly as conditions change. Now that the SWOT has been performed and recorded, we move to the final step, action planning. How to conduct SWOT analysis. We are now at Step 3, turning SWOT findings into an action plan. Let's see what an action plan looks like on the next slide. Step 3. Prepare action plan. After completing SWOT, classify findings into 4 action groups. Things that must be addressed immediately. Things that can be handled now. Things that should be researched further. Things that should be planned for the future. Now that we know the process, let's be aware of common pitfalls of SWOT. Pitfalls of SWOT analysis. This slide highlights key pitfalls. SWOT can be subjective. It may oversimplify situations and overlook strategic details. Categorizing factors can be uncertain. SWOT must be updated regularly because change is hard to predict. Data may be based on assumptions that prove wrong, and SWOT can lack detail, causing key elements to be missed. Finally, let's end with tips and a practical exercise mindset for doing SWOT well. Tips and exercise. To do SWOT well, be analytical and specific, record thoughts and ideas, be selective in the final evaluation, choose the right people, choose a good facilitator, think creatively, and be open to change. On the don't side, don't disguise weaknesses, don't just list errors, don't ignore external trends, don't turn SWOT into a blame exercise, and don't ignore the outcome stages of planning. And with that, we complete the SWOT analysis lecture: definition, purpose, use cases, process, pitfalls, and best practices.